And let's get ready to talk some non-copyright infringing baseball.
Yeah.
Amish, sir, finally, we're doing this again because I'm an idiot.
Take two. Take two.
Uh,
Take two.
That's so frustrating. I
guess it's
can't
works
get
for you.
over the amount of anger I had last night.
It's broadcasting, baby. That's broadcasting.
I just can't get over it.
Just
I
be glad you
can't
don't
get
work for a big conglomerate or something. You'd be fired.
Well, it's good to know how long I would last in broadcasting, you know. So I
Keep at it.
prefer
Go to school.
for us to start, you know.
Yeah.
You wouldn't fire me. Well, you might. I don't know. I shouldn't say that.
No.
Anywho's.
Good.
So we're back. Hot Takes Corner Podcast Season 2, Episode 19, a.k.a. 1 year anniversary.
1 year.
of
Anniversary, once again.
Talking baseball.
Yeah.
Talking smack.
Well, you know, Cubs versus Twins World Series, we said in the live show last night. We're hoping.
Yeah, the live show. The extremely rare live show that...
If you have the live show archived, you're really...
You're better than us already.
Yeah, right.
Oh, but yeah, so we've had 1 year of talking, like I said, talking baseball, having some fun games, learning some interesting facts. We've had some cool guests on. Year 2 is going to be even better. We do have a few things planned, including, you know, expanding our horizons.
Yeah.
Thankfully, if you don't catch us live here on Twitch, you could either watch us via the Twitch archive, even though that won't stay up there for a long time. I think it's only 6 days, I believe.
Is it 6 down to 6 now? Okay.
I think it is.
Well, that works because we do it week to week usually. If we end up doing week to week,
Right.
So,
but you could catch it on the Hot Takes Corner Podcast YouTube page, so our YouTube channel, whatever.
right.
Page,
And that's like
channel.
that stays forever, right?
That will stay forever. Yes. Unless
cool.
you know YouTube takes it down for whatever stupid reason YouTube has.
There you go, like this.
So we have to watch our language. I don't know.
You
We can't guarantee what language.
insignificant.
We can't guarantee what language will or won't be said.
You're insignificant. Here you are, YouTube.
Oh, I think proper introduction. That guy up there, wrong way again. That guy, as you can see by the name way up here that my finger won't point at, that's Amish.
Mhm.
He's the brains.
Down there in that corner, it's Amos.
I'm the loudmouth.
Oh, he's the awesome guy.
I'm the bad predictor.
Bad predictor.
So whatever I predict won't happen.
Well, we already talked about the Rangers and how off we were on them last night. Man,
Remember the Keuchel going to the Diamondbacks? Yeah.
we're going Diamondbacks. Oh God,
That did not happen.
he's a brave. Yeah, that's
Spoilers.
okay.
A lot of good stuff to talk about, though. I'm kind of glad that I hate that we're redoing this because, you know,
Mhm.
I messed up. But we did get some new info based on the stuff that we talked about last night.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
it's not all bad. It's not
Expanding
all
our horizons. Expanding our horizons is what it's all about here. Hot Takes Corner.
So the first thing I think, if you want, we should get into is the All-Star Game.
Mm-hmm.
The teams have been fully revealed for both American League and National League.
Yes.
So whichever one you want to start off with.
I like National League pitchers. What do you think?
National, dude, I'm telling you what, man. There are some guys on there that I did not expect to make it.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, you have your usuals that you're not surprised about. But you know what? Before I say, I'm going to ask you which one surprised you.
Well, I think the one. Well, I guess it wouldn't surprise me either, but I'll get to it in a minute. But I guess Greinke getting in, but I guess Arizona kind of has to have somebody. But I didn't really think his stats were that great. What do you think?
I think when it comes to Greinke making it, I mean, he's such a good pitcher. A lot of strikeouts. I think most of his losses are because the Diamondbacks just can't score.
Okay,
But,
yeah, that's fair.
My surprise is Sandy Alcantara for the Marlins.
Marlins
You
got to
know,
have somebody.
I mean, you
Come
got to
on.
have somebody, but I thought they would have went like Robertson or
Caleb Smith. maybe?
Caleb Smith. Yeah, I know
Yeah.
Birdie's hurt, so
Mhm.
he can't obviously be on it. But I guess that's my only surprise. The rest, you got 3 Dodger pitchers on there.
Mm-hmm.
Or let me make sure I got that right. Yeah, 3 Dodger pitchers.
So. Ryu, Kershaw, and Buehler. Yeah.
So, and to be honest, I'm surprised Kershaw made it because he hasn't had the best season.
Yeah.
He was hurt at the first part of the year, and then when he came back, he just hasn't been. He's been good, but he hasn't been Kershaw good. What we're used to.
Not what we want. In
fact, I think he actually lost last night against the Rockies. So, I mean, not that I'm saying losses matter that much, but his ERA is not what you expect Kershaw would be. So.
Right. But what I was going to say is I think we're going to see another Milwaukee Brewer pitcher eventually. I'm not exactly sure how it'll happen. But, I mean, you know how these things go. Guys, for whatever reason, will say, no, I'm not going to be able to make it. I think Rendon actually was quoted that, I believe, today for the Nationals, the third baseman.
Oh, and
one of the reserves selected? Yeah. He actually was quoted on saying, I don't know if I'm going to go. It's just kind of weird. But maybe he wants to be with family or more. I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to say what the reasoning is behind that, but man, why would you not want to play in the All-Star game?
Right. It's an honor. It should be an honor, you would think, but
I don't care how useless
they get paid. You know, if they win or lose, they'll get paid too. So,
I mean, especially if you're hoping to make the playoffs, you want to play so you can get home field advantage.
Yeah.
I mean, the Nationals aren't going to make it, but
yeah.
Remember the jinxing thing.
I was going to say for the Brewers, I think Brandon Woodruff is going to slip in there somehow with Hader, who's already in.
I was going to go Zach Davies. I mean, he's lost his last 2 or 3 starts, so I guess that would eliminate that. Woodruff, let's see, I think they said they're 13-2 when he starts.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I don't know his record, I don't have it in front of me, but
he's
definitely a good pitcher.
Great, but it's just like most of the team. I mean, I think it was Yasmani Grandal was quoted today saying, "Hey, I'll give up my spot if he can make it." He's been awesome this year.
I'll give up my spot. That a big FU to the fans that voted for him.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it is what it is. I don't know if players should be able to do that though. Because it kind of just throws away the.
I think he was just meaning it in a meaningful fashion that he's been that good for us, and I want to stick behind him.
Yeah. No, I get that. That's fair. But you look at some of these relief pitchers for the National League. Excuse me, I shoved my face full of stuff. No surprises. Kirby Yates definitely deserves it. You've got Will Smith for the Giants. Definitely deserves it. We talked about last night in our super secret episode that he could be a trade target for some teams.
All 21 of his save chances have been converted, so somebody's got to need that kind of pitcher.
Right. And then Josh Hader.
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't see a lot of relief pitchers. I don't know if I'm pretty sure Sandy Alcantara is a starter.
Yep.
Luis Castillo, your guy, well deserved. So let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
Out of all these starters, which one would you throw out in the first inning?
Ooh, well, you got to go with Ryu. I think you have to just honor him and the season he's having. I would go with him.
I agree. I would definitely go. If I didn't go Ryu, I would go. Probably Walker Buehler. Actually.
Oh, really?
I would go Buehler.
I would go Scherzer. Actually.
But I just put him out there with that black eye.
Right.
But looking at the the starting lineups that we talked about, we can briefly go over it again. So catcher for the National League, we have Wilson Contreras, who beat out Grandal and Brian McCann.
But McCann doesn't even. Or McCann did make it, didn't he? No.
No, Grandal was the backup.
Grandal and Real Muto.
Oh yeah, Real Muto. I didn't see that. Yeah, Real Muto made it.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, Brian McCann's good, but I don't think he's all-star worthy right now.
Yeah.
But that could have went either way. It could have been Contreras or Grandal. They both got really, really good stats, but I guess the fan voting just kind of came out more than anything.
Right.
Around the infield, I'll just go ahead and label the infield real quick. Third base, you got Nolan Arenado. Shortstop, you got Javi Baez. Second base, Ketel Marte. And first base, Freddie Freeman. Overall, I'm happy with those. I think those are probably the best picks.
Yep. I totally agree. Happy for Marte, like I said last night.
And, first base, you could have went Freddie Freeman, Josh Bell. It didn't matter which one. Because the other one was going to make the reserve, which Josh Bell did make the reserves. So, no injustice done there.
Nope.
In my opinion, anyway. Outfield. Shouldn't be no surprise to anybody. The three big guys that's been leading the outfield charge in the National League this year. Christian Yelich, Cody Bellinger, and Ronald Acuna.
Boom. Perfect to me.
Yeah, I don't think you really could have chosen anybody. I mean, even Acuna, as low as his numbers are compared to the other two, is definitely the third best out of those guys. So we're going to look at the reserves real quick for the National League. In no particular order, I'm just going to read them as they're listed here. So we've got Pete Alonso. I like that.
Absolutely.
The Mets have got actually a lot of good players in here. Catcher, JT Realmuto, as you mentioned. I'm not going to lie. I did not think about Realmuto being in the top three.
Okay.
I don't know. Do you think he should have been? Do you think he should have been the third choice?
Yeah, I think the home run numbers and the defensive stats, I think, definitely merit the choice.
And then, of course, Josh Bell.
Probably the closest vote for me, anyway, and actually even in the voting, I think it was like 117 grand or something.
Yeah, it was. I think someone told me 1.8%.
Yeah. Separation
between Freddie Freeman and Josh Bell.
Crazy.
And for the first time ever for the Cardinals, Paul DeJong. I think he's someone that is kind of flying under the radar.
Yeah, I think he is the best defensive shortstop in baseball right now.
He's very good. He's very, very good. And no doubt that if, Baez, they may put DeJong in fourth, fifth inning, something like that.
Yeah.
As you said before, also Anthony Rendon, which who knows if he'll even play in it.
I guess we'll see now. If he was just joking.
I hope he's joking. It's a really dumb thing for him to do.
Right.
Especially for the people that voted for him, that want to see him in it. Jeff McNeil for the Mets. High average kind of guy. He does have some stolen bases under his belt. I believe his strikeout numbers are pretty low compared to other rookies. Yeah, they're fair. That's a good way to put it. But believe it or not, despite all of his hits, I think he's one of those scrapers.
Yeah.
He's a good hitter. I'm not saying he's a bad hitter, but if I had some time to think, I could probably think of someone slightly better to put on there. But that's just my opinion. I don't know. Yasmani Grandal, catcher for the Milwaukee Brewers. Once again, well deserved. Hopefully they put him in there when Hader pitches or something.
That would make sense.
I would love to see Contreras catch Hader just to be confused a little.
Gotta get used to Kimbrel now anyway, so.
Right, yeah, that's true. Trevor Story, which he should be off the injury list soon. Yeah. So, you got Trevor Story. David Dahl for the Rockies, who's been having a good year. I don't think I've heard David Dahl's name but one time.
Yeah, you really don't hear him a lot, but he's having a quietly great year. And what can you say about Charlie Blackmon? 4-time All-Star now.
Chuck Nasty. That nasty-ass beard he's got. No, he's, for sure, man. Those two guys, despite them playing in Coors, who cares? They'll
probably mic him up again this year and get some good stuff.
Like oh, God, I hope so. I hope they mic up. You got to think they're going to mic up Baez for sure.
Yeah, maybe.
If they can understand them. Now, here's one. Believe it or not, I don't know if he fully deserves it or not.
Okay.
And that's Chris Bryant.
Okay.
I love KB, man. I really, really do. But I'm not sure if he fully deserves it. Maybe they wanted another third baseman. So if you're looking at it that way, I guess he does. But I'm just sitting here thinking, Bryant has struggled so hard this year. I mean, he's getting better as of the last 3 weeks. But there was a stat I saw today that when there's a runner on first base, Chris Bryant hits like, I'll just round the number. It was like 334 or something like that. If there's a runner in scoring position, second or third base, I think they just said second in the stat. He's hitting 112.
Ooh.
And he's grounded into 4 double plays this month.
Yeah.
I mean, my point is that he is starting to find his swing, but he's also, I don't think he's playing like he did in 2016, you know.
Yeah.
But
Well, as you've been talking about this, I've been trying to rack my brain in the National League. Who else would merit the position? Brian Anderson of the Marlins? Maybe no, not really. You really don't have anybody for the Padres, nobody for the Giants. I mean, I'm going down the list in my head.
You could probably make a case for Josh Donaldson.
Yeah, he didn't make it?
No, he did not make it.
Oh, he did make it. Oh, okay, yeah, Donaldson.
I don't see him on here anyway. But yeah, I mean, it's not that I'm saying, once again, I'm not saying Chris Bryant doesn't deserve it, but I just kind of question. I mean, I've been watching Chris Bryant most of the year, and he's been good, but he hasn't been all-star good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, you got to look at. I think Jason Hayward's been more clutch than Bryant has. I think like Baez, Bodie, pretty much almost anyone on the Cubs team has been more clutch than Bryant has.
Okay.
But regardless, he's there, so we'll see if he even plays. And then last but not least, Mike Moustakas, another Brewers representative.
That is surprising. I voted for him.
Okay, so I have not kept up with Moustakas this year. Mm-hmm. Granted. Is he someone that, in your opinion, deserves to be even on the reserves?
Well, he leads second baseman in the majors in home runs.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I mean, like I said, I
know he's out of position, but he leads in the position in home runs.
I'm trying to find. Let's see here. I'll look at it as we go along. Any closing stats? Like, can you think of right now off the top of your head maybe a National League snub?
I really can't. I think they did a really solid job. Now, when we get to the American League, I'm gonna have some barking to do.
Yeah. Oh boy. Well, we're fixing to hit that here in a second. You know, to be honest, I don't know. I'm trying to think of some snubs, like whether it's pitching or fielding.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, granted, before he got hurt, I would have said Cole Hamels would have been an okay starter, but it doesn't hurt my feelings he didn't make it, obviously. Mm-hmm. But I'm just trying to think off the top of my head, like someone who does. You know, I noticed that Felipe Vasquez wasn't on there for the Pirates.
Oh, that's
the
an interesting one. Yeah, right.
Whether his stats just weren't good enough compared to other closers or not, because they did have Kirby Yates on there, and
yeah, he deserves it though, for sure.
I think the question is, if you were to take Felipe Vasquez, would he properly replace any other relief pitcher that's starting now?
And that's the rough thing about him this year is he hasn't gotten as many of the situations he should have because of all their starters that have been injured throughout the year. I think that's kind of hurt him stat-wise and being an all-star.
He could also be on the move. We got to watch out for him. Okay, so American League time. So the National League looks pretty good. I would say a solid A-, B+ when it comes to who got picked. Everybody's got gripes, so you could let us know what your gripes are. If you're watching this on Twitch, you could use the chat. If you are watching this on YouTube, you could put it in the comments.
And if you're watching or listening to it on Anchor, you can send us a message.
Yes. Please keep it nice.
Please.
Okay, so the American League All-Stars, people love to see the top of my head because I don't have it on my screen in front of me.
All right, well, let's start with the pitchers. We got Mr. 2016 Cubs closer Aroldis Chapman for the Yankees.
Okay, once again.
Second year in a row.
Okay.
So, 4 All-Star seasons from 2012 to 15 with the Reds. and a career low 1.36 ERA this season.
I didn't know he was doing that good. Like,
Yeah.
I haven't heard a lot about him. You know, I've been hearing about Britton and, you know, obviously how hurt that Betances is. But I haven't really heard a lot about Chapman. So, I mean, good. If he's got the stats, throw him in there. Be him versus Hader, right?
Yeah, be a good matchup.
What else we got?
Then you got Garrett Cole for the Astros.
Yeah.
So second straight time for him that he's been selected. He did not pitch in the last year's game, so maybe this year he'll get a chance.
Now, I believe he's either first or second in strikeouts.
You are correct. He is leading the American League and the second highest K rate in the MLB.
God. It's amazing that the Pirates had him. And now he goes, change of scenery, and he becomes really good. So, yeah, absolutely well deserved. Yeah.
Okay, and then Lucas Giolito, baby.
Mm-hmm.
He's there. 8-start stretch from May 7 to June 14. He posted a .94 ERA.
I'm telling you, man, and he's beat some good teams. I believe he had a complete game shutout against the Astros this year. I think it was the Astros. We talked about it a couple weeks ago, but I can't remember the team it was. I believe it was the Astros. But yeah, he if it wasn't for the darn delay, he would have got the win today too. But he did not get a win today. I'm assuming they took him out after the rain delay or whatever the delay was.
Okay, and then you got Shane Green of the Tigers. We talked about him in our live cast. .87 ERA, leads all relievers with at least 30 innings pitched.
I know we talked about him at the beginning of the year, like when he went 12 for 12 in his saves, and we asked ourselves, I wonder how long he can keep this going.
Exactly.
Is he still perfect?
That I don't know, but his 24 saves are tied for fourth most in baseball. So, got to think he's got close to a perfect, if not perfect.
I will find him real quick and check that out because I'm very curious. I'm very, very curious on how he is doing. Let's see. He is 22 for 23. So he's blown one. I mean, he's blown a save and he's still got a .87 ERA. Yeah, he deserves it. Kidding me? Yeah, that's a good one. He's probably going to be trade bait too at the deadline.
Okay, so you got Brad Hand. Give him a hand.
First pun of the live stream. But wait, there's more.
Maybe. You know, he had the big trade, and so he gets to represent the Indians this time.
Yeah, there's really nobody else that truly deserves it. I don't think Bauer did, and Kluber's hurt, and there's really no one else in that bullpen that kind of warrants a start. So it kind of feels like Brad Hand was kind of just thrown in there. You know, like, I mean, as the representative for the Indians, but.
Well, Santana, starter, so.
Sorry, pitching-wise.
But pitching-wise, I mean, yeah. But yeah, rough year for the staff overall. Mike Minor.
Yes, sir.
Your guy.
It would have been a crime to not throw Mike Minor in there. It honestly would have been a crime. He's done so good this year. He's pitched into like the 7th or 8th inning in almost all of his starts. So.
Yeah.
Yeah,
then we kind of start to run into trouble. You got to have a representative for every team. So obviously we got to have somebody from the Orioles. So they selected John Means.
Mm-hmm.
It says that no Baltimore starter has made an appearance for the Orioles since Mike Messina back in '99. And Means started in the bullpen this year, and now he's a starter and has a 2.65 ERA in his 13 outings. So
he's not going to pitch though, will he?
Yeah,
I don't think he'll pitch him. I don't know. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's kind of hard to pick a fair representative, but I guess with Cashner not being as good as what he could be, and what's that other guy's name? Hess.
Yes,
You know,
Adam Hess.
They expected a lot out of him this year, and he just hasn't.
Up and down roller coaster.
So I guess, you know, fits the means. I'm going to keep a pun counter. That's 2.
And then I can't see the rest of mine for some darn reason. Here it is.
Here, I'll take over for you. Okay, so
Pages
some
like it.
people that I noticed you didn't say. Well, stick with relievers since I think that's what you were staying with. Houston Astros Ryan Presley.
Oh yeah, it was a great
Now
selection.
he has been bad in the this series against the Mariners, but overall, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, definitely worth the nominate. One of like what 6 players, I think, or 5 players from the Astros.
Yep, 5, I believe.
So-
I believe it's 5.
And then we get into some of the starters, which you did mention Mike Minor. He is a starter. You mentioned Garrett Cole, John Means. Some others, of course, Justin Verlander. No surprise there.
Oh, yeah, and he might be the starter of the American League. I'm thinking.
He could be. I think they're going to go Garrett Cole.
Think so?
Maybe. I don't know. Just to give a different take.
Yeah.
And of course, we got Marcus Stroman for the Blue Jays.
Yep, gotta have a Blue Jay.
I think he actually got pulled today because he got hurt. Now, I don't know how serious it is, but
Okay. Huh.
I noticed that on Twitter today.
Okay.
Your guy, Jake Oder, is he?
Yep.
Well deserved. Obviously well deserved. I hope they start him.
Nah.
Tampa Bay rep Charlie Morton.
Yep.
Once again, doesn't get talked about as much as I think he needs to be talked about. But that's Tampa Bay for you. And I think actually that's the last one.
I think that's it.
Because you said Lucas Giolito already. So what do you think about the starters? Or the pitching. Sorry, pitching.
Well, they're kind of in a tizzy here in Minnesota because Barrios didn't make it.
That was my snub, by the way.
I don't have all the stats in front of me, but the thing is with him, there have been a few spots where he hasn't shown consistency, especially in his ball strike placements. So I don't know. It's hard to gauge him too with his offense. So
Well, let me ask you this: do you think he deserves it more than, let's say, Marcus Stroman?
I don't know, but no offense to Orioles fans, but he might deserve it more than Means.
Yeah, you think the Orioles kind of would went offense,
Yeah.
a little bit. But looking at all the people they got on the offense, which we'll cover here in a second, I guess it kind of doesn't fit either way. There's really no one that dominant on the. I mean, Jonathan VR's pretty good.
Yeah.
But he's probably the closest thing. So we'll read off the starters real quick.
All right, so your catcher will be Gary Sanchez for the Yankees.
No surprise.
First baseman will be Carl Santana, Indians. And your second baseman is going to be DJ LeMahieu. Your shortstop, I'm just going to look in the full lineup here. This is Polanco, my guy.
Your guy.
One of my 2 twins that made it. My second best record in the American League Twins, 2 players. And then third base, you got Alex Bregman. And in the outfield, you got 2 more Astros, Michael Brantley and George Springer, along with Mr. Trout in center field and Hunter Pence, your DH.
Mr. American League.
Yeah.
Mike Trout. I'm so glad Hunter Pence made it.
Yay.
I really am. This guy's been part of the, he hasn't been the spearhead, I guess, but he's definitely been a major part of the offense down there in Texas. So, behind Gallo and Mazzara, who just came back. And to be honest, I don't know who else is contributing. I'm not that deep into the Rangers season.
Elvis here and there, but he's been, spotty as usual.
He's not the same. He's not the same
No.
without Beltre.
Yeah, maybe that's right too. It won't be the same. So yeah, looking at some of the reserves, You got Mookie Betts and JD Martinez for the Red Sox.
Mm-hmm.
So, world champs repping. Now, this is what got me confused because I was thinking McCann, the name I saw, was Brian McCann. No, it's James McCann.
James McCann.
The White Sox. Yeah, it's your backup catcher. Then you got Whit Merrifield as your Royals representative. Very well deserved.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of saw that coming, didn't you?
Who else?
Yeah. Who else was going to rep them? But Merrifield, really. Matt Chapman, you talked about him and how he should have been on that final 3 ballot, and I might agree. Very worthy guy, and he made it. So, here's one for you. How did you like the selection of Dan Vogelbach?
I loved it.
For the Mariners? Yeah.
I mean,
Very
he's
nice.
been one of the few Mariners that's kept his power going.
Right.
He has, I think
20?
he's 20 home runs.
Yeah, 20.
Yeah, he's kept his power going. So, I mean, yeah, he has his strikeout games, but I think he's, the Mariners have been slumping as, obviously that's the case, but he has not really been slumping. So,
Yeah.
I think
Solid
that is
first
one.
base, and it really helped that he was doing so well that they could trade Encarnacion, I think. So.
Yeah, right. Yeah, absolutely.
Austin Meadows, very exciting Tampa youngster. Very nice to see him make it.
Mm-hmm. I don't watch Meadows a lot. I mean, I know Counts talked about him a couple times, but
yeah, when you had the old Archer trade there, that was kind of one of the bigger pieces, really.
you've got to be mad if you're a Pirates fan.
Yeah, right.
Archer's so overrated. I'm sorry, he is. I don't care. Archer's overrated. He can't. I don't know. Anyway, sorry, not to get off topic.
No, so now I was just gonna say, Joey Gallo, as you mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
very good power guy. I'll be excited to see if it's like a late inning situation, if they save him, if they're like down 3 and manage to get guys on first and second, and they can just put him in and try to tie it.
Can you imagine how far the ball would go if he hits a home run off Hader?
Yeah. Exciting. Tommy Listell, the guy both of us I think kind of hoped would make the starting position, but he is a reserve, so.
Hey, you know what? In their defense, he's a fantastic pitch hitter.
Yeah.
So.
And then finally, we got 2 more. Jose Abreu will also represent the White Sox. And then Francisco Lindor. I don't think it could be an all-star game without Lindor.
The guy that smiles a lot. What's his nickname? Smiley or something?
I don't know. I can't keep up with the nicknames.
Let me see here. But yeah, what do you think of the American League?
So as I said, other than only 2 of my twins making it,
Mm-hmm.
for the most part, I like it. I guess.
Who do you think? Which twins did you think deserve it?
Well, Rosario's hurt anyway, so I guess forget it.
Oh.
But he was one of the guys I had voted starter. And maybe just the batting average wise is a good reason not to. But his power numbers are so great, and hitting in the 4-hole for the Twins has been so great for what he's done.
Where would you put Max Kepler?
That's another tough one. Because, yeah, look at his season. He's having his career highs already. Yeah, he's matched. So, I don't know. What are you going to do against, what are we looking at? Gallo and Betts? You can't beat Betts,
I think defensively he's better than Gallo.
Right.
Surely he is. Gallo's more of a... Is it him or Mazzara that mostly get the DH time?
I don't know. That's a good question. I thought Mazzara was below Rayfield more, maybe. But I could be wrong.
It should be a fun All-Star game.
But anyway, yeah, it should be great.
You got any predictions?
No, they're all-star games. You can never really.
Well, I think the American League's going to win.
Yeah.
Because they always
Oh,
find
hey.
a way.
John Heyman put together a nice tweet. I don't know if you saw it. Noting the guys in the home run derby so far. It's quite
I was
a few.
just fixing to mention that. Oh,
Yeah,
my
you got that up
God.
there?
I love it. And there was another name that's added to that list, by the way.
Did they do another one recently?
There's another one. I just found this out about an hour ago.
Okay.
So it doesn't surprise me it's not on his list right now.
Mhm.
But what a lineup. What a lineup. This will be a fun home run derby. I'm guessing you're pulling it up.
Yeah, I'm trying to dial it up here. A lot of action, all the beat writers. I was kind of following along as the beat writers announced stuff and made comments about stats and how they deserve it and all that other stuff. I mean, a lot of first timers, a lot of first time all-stars, which is great. Puts more energy into the game.
Well, I've got it pulled up if you want me to read the names.
Yeah, go ahead. I still can't find it. So
Okay, so we have, no particular order, Christian Yelich.
Yep.
No surprise there. Pete Alonso. Great.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. He's hit some bombs. Speaking of bombs, Josh Bell.
all right.
Vladdy Guerrero Jr., who I believe was the very first one to accept. Cleveland representative Carlos Santana, which I think we called that would be the one that would start.
Yeah.
And the name that's not on this list, Ronald Acuna Jr. He's also said that he's going to be in it.
Mm-hmm.
That is a fun lineup. That is I want to see who hits the farthest one. That's what I want to see. But I think they have to have what? 2 more? There's usually 8, right?
Yeah, usually 8, I think.
So you have 4 from the National League and 2 from the American League.
So probably the last 2 from the American League. It's because you have to have 4-4, I believe.
I always thought that was the case.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm wrong.
2 more for the American League. You said Gallo's already in, right?
No, not yet.
He should be.
That's what I was hoping
Me
for.
too.
I think Gallo should be in it. They asked Mike Trout about it, but he didn't really give a yes or no.
Right. I don't think he would either. He's just not that type of guy.
I would like to see Albert Pujols in it again.
Okay, that would be interesting.
Just for the last time,
Kind of a goodbye thing, right?
Show these kids how it's done.
What about Ohtani?
Oh, yeah.
That might be fun.
Let's see Ohtani in it, Let's see what he's got. I would love to see that. That's a good one. That's a real good one. Now, if I'm not mistaken, please correct me if I'm wrong. Your boy Max Kepler's hit some bombs this year.
He has, but he's not really the home run
consider him?
type. Yeah.
How
He's not really
about
to be in a derby.
How about I doubt he can do this, but that rookie hitter for the Houston Astros that just recently we talked about.
Right.
Last week.
Alvarez, yeah.
Yeah.
Just because of his is it Alvarez? I can't remember. Valdez, maybe.
Valdez, maybe.
Valdez.
I would this could be potentially one of the best home run derbies, on paper, because we know these guys hit them far.
Also, you already got a Texas representative, but Mazzara had the longest home run this year, I think, so far.
He hit it 505, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got the longest one. Let's see here. Trying to think of some other possible.
Yeah. JD Martinez, he's already in the game, but maybe not.
Let's see here. We could look at. Do we really want Aaron Judge in it? He kind of just got back.
Judge or Stanton.
Not Stanton. He's hurt again.
Oh, he's hurt again.
Yeah. It would be fun, but I don't know. I don't think the home run derby should apply to the injury rules. I think the home run derby is more for show. Obviously it's more for show. So.
Well, I'm riding my horse on Vlad Jr., I think.
I'm gonna go for Josh Bell.
Want Josh Bell?
Or no, I'm sorry, not Josh Bell. Sorry, I was staring at a video of Josh Bell. Pete Alonso.
Alonso. Okay.
Alonso. Now I would like to see Austin Riley. I know we
Okay.
can't do a National League anymore, but if there was a chance, I would like to see Austin Riley because he's hit some missiles.
Mhm.
Let's see, for the American League, you could look at a lot of guys. I'm just trying to think. Maybe someone that we didn't think about. Maybe Trey Mancini.
Okay. How about Crush Davis?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's in his name. Crush Davis. And, come to think of it, and I just now thought about this, going back to the All-Star game. You know the one player we didn't talk about? Or the two players we didn't talk about that didn't make it?
Oh.
The two highest paid players, or two high paid players that got paid in the
Machado and Harper
offseason.
did not make it, right?
Did not
Machado and
make
Harper
it.
Did not make it. Yeah.
I know some people are like, well, duh, they didn't make it. Well, I'm just like, okay, let's see what happens here.
Yeah.
But, I mean, good. They didn't deserve it, but that's, whatever. I just realized that. I was seeing a little video of MLB.com on Harper, and I was like, oh, was he in the thing? And
All right.
his teammate Ro Muto made it.
Yeah.
Do you think...
Phillies have had a rough year.
they should get better. How's that? I'm trying to find... let's see. What about... One more for the home run derby here, if I can find... Because I just lost it. What about Matt Olson?
Nah.
You wouldn't consider him? I would.
Really?
Maybe Dan Vogelbach. How about that?
Okay. Vogelbach.
I like Vogelbach.
Fun. That'd be fun. Fun pick.
Because he's a very... I think he hits most of his home runs as a pull hitter, but I think the last two I've seen have been opposite, but... I don't know. I'll be very anxious to see who the last two are, or however many they're going to have in there. Because it usually is 4-on-4, isn't it? 4 National League, 4 American.
4 National, 4 American, I believe, yeah.
Okay, so the All-Star game is July 9th.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, that's July 9th. Home Run Derby is before.
Usually on the Sunday, I believe. Or is it the Monday? I'm not really sure.
Well, I'm going to find out.
Well, all right.
If my computer can keep up. I've said
Yeah,
that 1,000 times in my life.
Okay.
Let's see here. Okay, the full 8-player field bracket. So yeah, there will be 8 players. Does it not say at all when it is? July 8th.
Like
July 8th.
So it'll be the night before. Okay.
Night before. Okay, I figured so, but I didn't want to say anything.
Yeah, I'm never really positive either, so.
Okay, that's guys from last year. I was like, why are they showing Harper and Baez? And anyway, maybe that's an old article. I don't know. But okay, so we have the All-Star game. We had the Home Run Derby. We got about roughly 15 minutes left.
Okay.
If we wanted to keep this at an hour, which
Yeah,
is pretty much up to us. So.
Again.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was to say again, want to thank all the guests that have appeared throughout the last year. We'll hope some people will return to visit with us, and we'd be excited if we could actually do one of these video streams with them too.
Yeah, we've had we've had some pretty good guests, obviously. Sporty, Tyke, Count, Twisted.
Yeah.
That's actually probably, well, I guess Ray.
Ray, of course, yeah.
Extended guest. No, it's been fun. It's been fun talking to those guys about their respective teams, and we do want to branch out. There's many ways to reach us, and we're pretty responsive on all platforms. If you're not watching it, then I'm watching it, or vice versa.
And at the very least, if you're not the type that wants to opine and speak on air of a broadcast, you could always use that Twitter medium I've already followed 3 other fans from other teams that have looked very interesting and have been responsive back towards the follows that we've had. So if you're, looking at doing something like that, we'd love that, because the fans are the ones that see their teams and what their teams are doing. And that's just great feedback to me.
Yeah, it's nice to have someone a little more common with us. Like, we're not professional writers,
Yeah,
Amish has
exactly.
been on the radio a lot, but
Mhm.
we're not, well, you're more professional than I am, but we're not paid by ESPN or anybody,
Exactly.
So it's nice to have, people on our level to,
Mhm.
give us their take. And, since they're not being paid, they can be a little more unfiltered and
Yeah.
say what they really mean instead of going by a little robot count. So I do want to mention one last thing, along with a side note. And my side note is on Wednesday. The White Sox have a doubleheader coming up.
Yeah.
They are going to start Dylan Cease in one of those games.
Yes, I did read that. That was very interesting.
For those who don't know, Dylan Cease was one of the prospects in the Quintana trade.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to see if he's worth it or not.
Yeah.
I guess.
White
We're going to see how
White Sox are going to find out if it was worth getting rid of Quintana.
I am trying to find something very interesting I saw today. I retweeted it on my Twitter, my personal Twitter.
All right. Well, you look at it, and I'm going to look at some things that I quickly captured over the past 24 hours. And I might want your input on one of them, so I'm going to save that. But there was something going on in Colorado apparently last night that Joe Kelly was angry at Colorado's official scorer. And, well, I'll get to the reason why, but in no uncertain terms, Kelly accused the guy of being mile high in Colorado, obviously, for this mistake. Okay, so Kelly allowed 3 of the Rockies 8 runs during the 5th inning of the game, which turned out to be the decisive inning of the game. He felt the Rockies didn't earn all 5 hits they were credited with during the outing for the Dodgers. So he says, I'm not a believer in me giving up 5 hits. It is Colorado, and we're in Denver. Who knows? That guy up there could be bleeping high.
Or you could just be a better pitcher and not give up 5 hits. How's that?
How about that?
You've got a 99 mile per hour fastball. Why don't you use it?
Okay, so 3 of the hits were infield hits that involved complicated rulings. So, okay, let's look at the plays. So you got hit number 1. It was a single for Daniel Murphy, a throwing error on Chris Taylor for allowing Nolan Arenado to score. Now, the person that wrote this, I gotta give credit where credit is due, to Mark Townsend of Yahoo Sports, says it probably should have been a straight up error on Taylor. A good throw to first base would have had Murphy beat, though the out for the score is that Taylor was throwing while on the run. Difficult, but the play should be completed. Okay. Mm-hmm. So you got the second hit is a single for Chris Iannetta. And on this one, Joe Kelly himself, Townsend says, should have been charged with an error. After fielding in the grounder, he fired wildly to first base, allowing Iannetta to reach. A good throw results in an out. So, like you say, once again, Kelly, take care of your own crap.
Yeah. I mean, tough luck for sure, but just be better.
And finally, the third hit that was controversial, a single for Pat Valaika, an error charge to Chris Taylor for allowing Chris Iannetta to score. And this, Townsend, according to Townsend, was the toughest one to judge because Taylor made a backhand play with his momentum going away from second. An accurate throw to second would have retired the runner, and that, of course, ends the inning. Unfortunately, it bounced by the base, allowing another run to score. So, maybe you leave the call the same. But in the middle of this, you got a true error charge to Justin Turner that allows Ryan McMahon to reach safely. Because of that, only one of the 3 runs allowed by Kelly was earned. Sounds like the Dodgers just sucked fielding in that fifth inning. To me.
Yeah. I think Kelly's getting mad at the wrong people.
Right. To get mad at your defense.
You know, it's like, he's just doing his job, which I don't know. I mean, we know. Actually, no. I'm going to say this. I don't think baseball knows. I think they're starting to get a little blurred about what an error is anymore. It's kind of like in football. What's a catch? In baseball, what's an error? I guess it honestly depends on who's watching the game, I guess. Like, who's in control of the, hits and errors and stuff like that. This one guy might say, oh, that looked like an error to me, and the other one might say, no, that was a pretty solid hit. I mean, I think it's just judgmental, and it's just one of the imperfect things about baseball that doesn't really need fixing. The best way to, circumvent that is to, if you're a pitcher, make better pitches, and if you're on defense, make the plays. Granted, you're not robots, you're not perfect, but if he's gonna get mad at something like that, then don't make fun of the guy he's getting mad at the wrong guy. I'll put it that way.
Exactly. The guy's just trying to do his dang job. But I don't know if we want to talk about this, but I just wanted to point out that Addison Russell was talked about during was it yesterday or today? I think it was yesterday.
The fight, that was yesterday. Or the benches clearing brawl, that was yesterday, yeah.
Well, no, there's actually a video. It's Thom Brennaman and Jeff Brantley talking about Addison Russell. And everybody's going off because they quoted he had to suffer this suspension through and a lot of other things around him was the quote. But you go look at the video, see what you think. Give us your take at Hot Takes Corner on Facebook or Twitter.
Is it on our Twitter?
I didn't retweet it. I can. It's in the bookmarks right now.
Because I don't know what video you're talking about. So.
Yeah, you'll definitely have to check it out.
I did see some very
retweet to Kelly, and there's the other retweet.
It's probably not even worth mentioning, but are these the guys that I'm not gonna watch the video while we're going live, but
obviously, right? Do it later.
Is that the Reds announcers?
I believe is it Thom Brennaman and Jeff Brantley are announcers for the Reds?
I know they're not the Cubs. Lynn Casper and Jim DeShays are the Cubs. Yeah, so I can only imagine what they're saying. I'm not gonna assume, but I can imagine what they're saying. Granted, I'll have to watch the video or listen to the video, which I'm not gonna do now, but I'll have to listen to it and I'll give a take on it next week or something. Because
tweet it out, baby.
One disturbing thing I have seen about this, and I'll just say this real quick, is that some people. Addison Russell deserves all the hate he gets.
Okay.
Because of what he did. There's no excuse for what he did. Nothing. I'm still ashamed that he's on the team. I don't care what he does. He could hit a home run in Game 7 of the World Series again. He's still not going to make up for what he's done.
It was interesting going back to that brawl you talked about with Puig and Strupp. Russell stayed away.
Yeah, that's what I was going to mention. I know that there's assholes out there. I mean, there's not going to be, and I think it's honestly the right word to use is assholes. There's people out there.
Any chance they get.
There's always going to be people that are going to take something that's bad and make it worse.
Yep.
And one tweet that I saw, I'm not going to say who it was. It wasn't by anybody professional, but ironically, it was made by a woman. And she said something along the lines. She retweeted the video of the fight. And she goes, oh, look, Addison Russell stayed away. I guess there wasn't a woman on the field.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, go fuck yourself, okay? I'm sorry. There's no reason for that, okay? I get it. You're bitter about a baseball player. I'm bitter about him. But let's just let it die.
You've been hurt in your life,
Let's just let it die, okay? He actually served his suspension. He's going through psychology therapy or whatever, you know, I can't imagine, and you know, as you know, not from a fan looking at a ball player, but from a human going to a human, I can't imagine the amount of stress he is going through. Granted, he did put that on himself.
Yeah.
I'm still
absolutely.
not saying I feel sorry for Russell, except for the fact of all of the constant hate I'm sure he's getting. Like, this could just go away. Like, you could just say, oh, you're trash. You're a trash human being. Okay, that's fine. But then you do something as specific as what that poor sport retweeted. And it's just like, there's no reason for that. There's honestly no reason for that stuff.
Exactly.
You know? But regardless, you know, people are going to do it. And, you know, it's not going to eat up my life.
Yeah,
But
yeah. You know, and let's move on. You know, that's yesterday's news now. You know, we can remember it as it was. That's fine. But let's just freaking move on, okay?
because, you know, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, we'll move on for that. But I just wanted to get that out there because, like I said, I don't know what that video says. But I'm going to watch it after we're done tonight. And, you know, I'm pretty sure I'll send you something in the messenger about it. One thing I wanted to bring up, if you're done with your points.
Yeah. I just wanted a quick run through that because I had saved it and wanted to talk about it real quick since we had the extra show.
So as we know, and I'll sum this up the best I can, we had the first games over in London, the two-game series between the Yankees and Red Sox, which was a ridiculous game, or ridiculous series.
Hey, one thing we didn't talk about, the Freeze got beat. Did you see that?
He did, yeah. I think he gives them too big of a lead, you know, by the way.
Probably.
I think he needs like half of that.
It's hard to gauge when you're the Freeze, though, you know.
Now, Buster Only is responsible for both of these tweets.
Okay.
He tweeted, one of them's a stat that blows my mind.
Okay.
And the other one makes me think.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll make you think if you haven't seen it already. But the stat that he put out, and I think this was even before the game was over. This was 7 hours ago, so maybe it was over. The count for the 2 days that the two teams, the Red Sox and Yankees, were in London, 50 runs and 64 hits. Now, he said so far, so I'm assuming the game's not over yet.
Somebody was an over at that point. Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
Something else that I caught was that there were 3 innings in those 2 games where there were 7 or more runs scored.
Mm-hmm.
So the other thing, this is the one that makes me think. Buster Only tweeted, and I quote, "Folks with the Yankees and Red Sox talked this morning about how ineffective breaking balls were here Saturday, and nothing spun down. Everything was up in the zone. Some believe the aerodynamics of the stadium affect pitches." Now, for those who do not know, where the Red Sox and Yankees played was a converted soccer field.
Right.
I think it's Wembley Stadium. I'm not 100% sure.
I think you're right. I mean, I should have checked this, but I didn't.
Now, it's also a track and field, so when they build those stadiums, they build it to where there is less resistance as possible.
Right. It's an Olympic-style stadium.
Right. So now you bring baseball, a sport like baseball, into the stadium where you do rely, if you're a pitcher, you definitely rely on that movement. You rely on these nasty breaking balls, these nasty sliders, these nasty changeups. And a lot of people, it wasn't just Buster Only, but as he said, people on both the Red Sox and Yankees. And from what I read, it didn't sound like they were complaining. It was just like something they
Frustrated.
noticed. Yeah, you could say frustrated, especially if you're the Red Sox because you got swept. But it just seemed like something they noticed. And going back and looking at some of the pitches that were thrown, there were some guys, like, you know, Porcello got lit up. He's got good stuff.
Yeah. Third of an inning, I think it was.
Yeah. Tanaka got lit up. We know how good he is, you know, with his splitter and his slider. So it does make me wonder, you know, like, what's going to happen next year? Are they going to change the venue, or are they going to keep it relatively the same? I think it was actually really exciting to watch. I think they should keep it the same and see what happens with the Cubs and Cardinals next year. But
Sure.
this is such an interesting thing to me. I didn't think about aerodynamics until you see it in this situation.
Talk to the guys at Driveline Baseball, man. They figured out all that science. So
yeah, but that was just very interesting to me. That it kind of would explain part of the reason why all the offensive explosion that happened in those two series.
Right.
And the
Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah.
alleged between the two games, there was allegedly about 100 and I think it was 2,000 fans that showed up.
Yeah, big crowds.
That's amazing, and that's definitely a good sign for baseball if it wants to expand.
It wasn't just because Prince Harry and Meghan Markle were there Saturday.
Who? No, I'm just kidding. Let's
You know
see.
she's related to Mookie Betts. Did you see that?
What?
Yeah. Mookie Betts is a distant relative, apparently, of Meghan Markle. And so they had
Wow.
like a hug over it. Oh, we're related.
That's something else. That's something else. Also, for those who are, I know Maddie, one of our favorite people.
Yeah. Hey, Maddie.
Just so you know, man, your Yankees home run streak is still going.
Yep.
31 games they've hit a home run. 31 straight games they've hit a home run, which is, I believe, a record.
Yep.
So,
My Twins stopped at 26, so.
but yeah, I mean, it's, we got some good stuff coming up. I guess before we sign off for the night,
Mhm.
do we want to do a quick rundown of the standings? Just to see.
Let's save it.
Save it? Okay.
Yeah. We got our hour here, so.
Well, what about, not talking baseball, but, we've had a year of very fun stuff. This is not something that we dread through the week, or at least I don't. I'm
Not me
pretty sure
either.
you don't either, but
Right.
I just don't want to say anything that misrepresents. But yeah, no, we're both very excited to do this. That's why we do it every week. It's not like we go, oh God, this podcast day. Let's just throw the shit together and see what happens. Even though it seems that way. But
Like it used to be in my broadcast career sometimes. Oh, God, another shift tomorrow. I got to try to put together news in a timely fashion and deliver it.
But no, we honestly love doing this. We love talking baseball. We're not professionals, but we do what we can, and we do with what sources we have in front of us. But it's still fun. A year into this, and I still honestly love doing this.
Yeah, let's keep it going for sure.
We've got some stuff planned this year. Obviously we're going to do more live streams. We haven't exactly agreed on how often we're going to do them. But
we'll have to talk, see how our schedules are and how we're feeling.
Yeah, we both have complicated work schedules. So
Yes.
Guests, we do want to have guests, and we're not picky. As long as you don't have to be stuck up professional, because we're not. But
Right.
you don't need to come on here and drop every foul word in the book 5 times.
Right.
We expect a little bit of class out of people. But other than that, I mean, we look forward to having some different guests on.
Yes.
Who knows? Maybe we could hit the jackpot and have a ball player.
That would be amazing.
We never know. But
Be a good goal. Be a good goal for year 2, maybe, huh?
Oh, that could be good. Yeah, we'll find something.
Set a goal. We'll set a goal.
But what? I think we talked about this in our in the broadcast last night.
Yeah.
The one that doesn't exist. But my bad. But what has been your favorite moment?
Well, I mean, the guests have been wonderful. I go back to the time, when we did first have our first guest, Sporty McPeasy. Just how exciting that was. But I would have to say around playoff time, it was just so fun looking at the whole picture of everything. And, when we had the tiebreakers coming up, we're just talking about that. It was just so exciting. And then getting to watch the games too on top of that and coming back, I think we did one that was like 3 days later or something. And it was like, that was just a blast for me. That's my top moment. What about you?
I've got so many. I mean, the guest is, the guest is obvious.
Yeah.
But I think I like the games that we do.
Mm-hmm.
Because, they're fun. And, once we get, more people in chat and more people watching the videos.
Yeah.
I think it'll be more fun. It's
Right.
something that could expand. It's not difficult. If we, maybe, who knows, maybe at the end of the, broadcast, we'll have, I don't know, something small like,
Yeah, we can figure out something.
Maybe a question that, we'd have to trust him to not Google it, but
Yeah.
because that takes away the fun. But I don't know. I just kind of like the games that we come up with, and hopefully we'll be investing more into the head-to-head, kind of like the schmo
Right.
that you came up with, because that's fun. I'm horrible at it, but it's still fun.
It's fun baseball. You'll be our resident negative Schwab guy.
It could be like me or you, whoever's participating, versus the chat. Have like poll questions because they're pretty easy to make on the fly.
Yeah, poll questions would be good.
So like you would guess one, and then the chat would guess, and then it's like who gets the point.
Yeah.
But there's so much stuff that we can do and we can expand, and we look forward to doing it this year. But we'll have to see what happens. So
it's all dependent on you people too. So
right, and here in a second when we do sign off, all of the links except for Anchor, I did not put the Anchor one on there, so forgive me.
Oh, it's all right. We'll get it at the next time. We'll get it the next cast. Right?
But you can find us at Anchor. Is it FM?
Yep, Anchor.fm/Hot Takes Corner Podcast.
You can find us there or on 12 other audio platforms.
Yep, we got 11 plus Spreaker.
So yeah, and I think the biggest one you got us on was Spotify, right?
Yep,
so.
Spotify or iTunes.
iTunes, yeah. So you can find us there too. But as we sign off for the week, we probably won't do a live stream next week, but
nope.
Who knows? Things change. Keep an eye on our Twitter, Facebook page. Everything will be in the outro here in a second, so you can look at it there. But I guess before we sign off, do you have anything else to say?
That is it. Thanks again.
Yeah, thank you everyone so much for watching and that has supported in the last year. And let's just continue to grow and talk baseball and have fun with it. Until next time, ladies and germs, I am Amos. That's Amish over there again. Bye-bye now.